What's up, cuz? What's happening?
What's happening?
Just hanging out in the old terminal.
Oh yeah, the old terminal.
Yeah, I found a quiet spot. You know, they expanded here. I don't know last time you flew out of OKC, but they moved the where you go through security all the way to the very far end.
Yep.
And so then they opened up that whole end over here, and it's all just strictly Delta. And all of the gates. There's no flights until this afternoon. So I was like, oh, there's a nice little cubby hole. I'll go hang out there.
There you go.
Nice. How are things in Puerto Rico?
Things are good, man. Things are good. We had a nice long weekend, and I guess the kids are out of school on Friday. They were out of school Monday, obviously yesterday, but short week, and hopefully doing a little bit of island seeing this weekend.
That's awesome, man. I know I've just been following you on Instagram and your stories, and just being able to explore the island. It seems pretty cool. That picture of the kids.
Yeah, it was dope, huh? Yeah. It was it was a good time, man. We had a good time.
Man, what company I've used Canvas. Which ones have you been using for those canvases?
Man, Canvas Now or something. Hang on, let me look at one. I think.
What's up, everybody, man? Thank you guys for tuning in. If you got any questions, throw it into the comments. Cousin and I are going to hang out here with you for about a half an hour. Off to Nashville, see old Coach Burt. So just wanted to jump in here in the terminal and look forward to this time every week, being able to jump in with you guys and hang out with Cuz. Is it Canvas Now?
It's Canvas Pop is what it is.
Gotcha. There's a couple of those companies out there, but man, finding those, but yeah, they're, man, there was just for everybody, if you guys didn't see it on Jay's story, a picture of the kids and the water. It was an epic picture.
Dude, there's so many miles and miles of beaches. It's just insane. I mean, it's just, you never know it unless you get out and explore it, but it's incredible.
Yeah, unbelievable. Cuz there was one question. I was driving into the airport, and just, I know everybody's wrestling with it. Love your 2 cents on this, and especially as it pertains to production, or it pertains to, those agents out there that are going to be starving or that are starving. And, some inventories are beyond historic lows. We thought we hit the lowest that we were going to see, but it's even crazier. And back to, multiple offer situations, just back out, just losing so much. What are your thoughts on production side of things, but also, the agent attraction side of things, as we're having agents out there that are struggling, that may be out there on their own. This is a great agent attraction opportunity, but if you don't have the leads, you don't have the opportunity. I mean, from a leadership perspective and culture, how could you use this market to your advantage on the agent attraction side of things? So I would just
Aha! I thought all this time it was my internet and it was John. Well, I did hear his question, so I'll answer. Yeah, so I was just sitting here like, okay, internet, come back anytime now. Looks like John's got the problems there in that airport today. So yeah. To his point, I think, or the point of his question is, and let me know if somebody put it in post in the comments that you guys can still hear me. I should be coming in clear. I can see you guys, but I can see at least the dashboard and everything. So I should be good to go. I'm going to talk as if you guys can hear me. How about that? So, yeah, man, I think, now is the time. Thank you. Got it. Thank you so much. So, in tough markets, I mean, you got to learn to, you got to learn how to win. If you're writing 8 or 10 offers and not getting a house, the agents that are going to succeed are going to be the ones that learn how to communicate with buyers, articulate what they need to do, and they actually listen. And so, that's where I think the skills have to be honed. And if it's an agent that's out there struggling as far as agent attraction goes, there's plenty of things you can do where you're to be successful in a market like this. I think it starts with, what you're saying and what you're offering is the key. So, John, welcome back. See you later. Welcome back. There he is. I got your question. I was just sitting here like that was my internet that was messed up because I saw you were disappeared, and I was like, well, hell, here we go. But no, I was just kind of answering the question. I think the agents that succeed in markets like this. Here's the thing: there's just as many houses selling now as there was last year. Last year was set a record international, or at least U.S. record for number of homes sold. So houses are being sold. That's not the problem. The problem is the agents don't know what to do in order to communicate. They're not articulating their value in a way that the buyer is listening to them on what they need to do in order to make the offer get accepted. Or they're not, you go through that, right? Like you tell somebody, then they lose 2 or 3 houses, and then they finally start listening to you on what you tell them. So like it's really skills. Like your skills, you just have to polish your skill set in a market like today, and you gotta know what to communicate to the agent, know what to communicate with the offer, and in ways that to get it accepted. I mean, there's no shortage of conversations going on right now about how to structure offers and get deals accepted. Many of our top agents that sell a lot of real estate are doing those things. And so, that's a great hook for agent attraction, right? So, if you're an agent that knows how to get offers accepted in today's marketplace, and you're doing something specific to do that, that should be what you lead with to start a conversation and say, listen, I'm going to do a little class on how to get offers accepted, in a multiple offer situation. That's good, a good conversation or a good reason for someone to potentially come join if they're not getting those skills where they're at.
Yeah, I've got some of the good internet here, so sorry about that. But yeah, it sounds like you dove right in. You were able to hear the question. It's I just know everybody's really wrestling with that, production side of things. And I've just heard agents make comments on, man, I'm having a tough time struggling myself for production. How am I going to be able to, push my team and being able to help them? So I always want your perspective, your viewpoint on that, because I know you're talking to, hundreds of agents every month as well.
Yeah, you're coming in and out. You're coming in and out.
All right, I'm gonna back out. I'm gonna let you run with it. If you guys have any questions or comments, throw it in there for Jay, and see if I can't get connected over here.
All right, man. Well, hey, safe travels. Let's know how it goes.
See you, brother.
Yep. All right, we lone wolfing it. So, what is anybody have any questions, any comments, anything that they're needing help with? That's what this time is for. We'll stay on here as long as you guys got questions. I'm not going to try to carry on a conversation with myself, although I've been known to do that. And sometimes those are fun conversations. Sometimes they're not. But I'm here to help. So what do you guys got? What do you guys need? What are you guys looking for? What are you guys seeing in the marketplace? All right. You guys are slow to comment. All right. I'm real quick about this. So we're going to jump off. I don't have an agenda. So to speak on specifically, we'll catch you guys next week. Bring your questions. Man, I can't come. There we go. So thank you, Stella. All right. So got a couple questions. Y'all about jumped off there. So one year agent joined EXP last week. New team leader struggling to get my agents in action. Okay. Yep. Hey, Angela, brand new agent in Virginia. Welcome aboard. This is a fun time to be in real estate. Seller lead ideas. All right. We can jump into that too. We'll start there. We'll start with seller lead ideas because I think that's the number one thing you can do right now is getting seller opportunities. 3 things I would do right now. I would use the handwriting company that I just recently looked into was Audience. I think it's called Audience. Handwritten notes, and they look very, very personalized and handwritten, and they use a handwriting machine that does it. It's pretty advanced technology, but it's pretty good stuff. I would be going into marketplaces with a customized message, we have buyers looking, for houses just like yours. If you ever thought about selling, that's what I would go after. And I would do that also with people who own rental property. I would go after every rental property, every house that's for rent. If it's vacant, obviously opportunities there with rental properties. So anybody that has, the tax, where the taxes are being sent to a different address that's out of state, I would be getting a list of those people and having conversations. Those are obviously opportunities where some people don't know exactly what the value of their property might be. They might be open to selling. Those would be the two biggest things that I would do, is that and going after targeted neighborhoods that I want to be dominant in with the handwritten letter. Those are two easy ones anyway. All right, so is EXP good for new licensed agents? Okay, so good questions. Is EXP good for new or just licensed agents? Yeah. So I think real estate is not good for any agent. Let me answer that a little more politically correct. I don't think that any company has the right answer for how to get agents into production fast. I think every company sucks at it. I think agents are, and I think most of you would agree that you had to figure it out on your own. There wasn't a lot that the brokerage that you were at really provided to get you into production. And I don't think it's much different here. I think you have the tools at EXP that you don't have everywhere else. I think you have all the tools, but I think it has a lot to do with, on one side, it has to do with how motivated are you? Are you burning the boats to get into real estate, or are you just dabbing it a little bit around with thinking of selling some houses? And so part of it is going to be whether how much drive that agent has. I think that because the agents get the tools that they need at this company. So when we used to coach agents, $1,500 a month or $2,000 a month for coaching, nobody came to us that was doing less than 25 deals a year, because you really couldn't afford to pay that kind of ticket for coaching. And so by default, that leaves out 90% of the agents in the industry from really being able to afford the advice and the coaching that they need. The second thing that they would always need is they would need a lead generation tool, or they would need some real handholding and lead generation and how to generate leads. And so that is something that, if you have to go out and buy the technology, which you generally do at other companies, then you're at the disadvantage of not having the tools you need. So now you need another $1,000 a month, let's say, and you still don't know what to do, right? And so at EXP, you get all the tools that you need, and you get all the coaching and training that you need provided to you at no cost. And so, if there's ever a place that you might be successful as an agent, I believe it's going to be EXP, opposed to any other place that you could be. The other thing that I would say is it's generally always better for agents, that are brand new, to join a team, to join on someone's team where they have somebody that's, that's providing those leads and that's kind of solving those problems, maybe helping with some of the administrative, so you don't feel like you're on an island. There's a little bit of accountability so that you have, there's nobody that's going to call you in real estate when you get your license, and make sure you show up at the office on, every day. So a team does provide some of that infrastructure. I think that's a good way to get started. Unless you're just really a self-starter. So that would kind of be my answer there. So new project one is all videos are done. Everything is being uploaded, I believe. So we have a meeting with them Thursday, and we'll know kind of what the launch schedule looks like for that. So it's definitely at the final stages, kind of waiting on them. I think we've got all our part done. So we should know something Thursday. All right, let's see. Okay. Hello from Canton, Ohio. XP Northeast Ohio. Yep, happy to do them, Pam. Thanks for joining. What's up, David? Any questions? Yep. So same. On Thursday we'll have a launch, probably a launch scheduled for that tool. Should be exciting for that. I'm excited for it. It's going to be amazing. Get a ton of solo leads, but can't get them to make a move. These are they're scared they won't be able to find anything because we have no inventory. Yeah. So that's a tough one, man. That's tough. I mean, you either got to find them something, or they're going to have, in this market, that's not going to even work. They're going to have to commit to the move. And, unfortunately, they're not probably in the best position to sell if they're looking to move up to something and there's nothing available. I know that is a lot of markets out there right now. And so, yeah, that's tough. Okay. Yes, Dan, I do have 10 minutes later today. I've got a call coming up in 30 minutes, 40 minutes. And then I think I'm free I got like a 30 or 45-minute window, which would be, what is that? 3 o'clock, between 3 and 4 o'clock, somewhere right in that range, Atlantic Standard Time. Yep. Definitely self-motivation. It have to be. Yeah. In this business, it's really hard if you don't have that. All right. So possible dumb question alert. No such thing as a dumb question, David. Appreciate it. All right. So an update last month on the company's focus on ancillary service, which is very exciting. Then the company will be sharing half the profits back to the agents through the revenue share platform. My question is, how will the profit from ancillary services be applied to agents? Revenue share is off the top. So let's say they isolate that. Easy to isolate and calculate. Yep. So great point. Great question. So yeah. So one of the things, that when one of the challenges I think that we had probably, I guess this has been probably 3 years ago, was two things. Number one, the stock program actually didn't have an extension from where it was. It was, up to a certain number of agents, like 16,000 agents. And then they had to redo that program. And so they wanted to make it sustainable for the long term. So they did. And there was things they had to do in order to be able to offer stock to agents, for the entire future in order to be able to do that. And so they had to make some changes to the program. They did. And that's what we all see here today is the stock program that we have now. It was different before. There was it was numbers of shares instead of dollars worth of shares. There's a few different things that they had to change. Same thing with revenue share. The problem with the revenue share comp plan is you can't really ever know how much you're going to be paying out because you can never possibly predict who's going to have how many agents underneath them, and so on and so forth. And so that creates a problem. You can't really run a company if you don't know how much money you're paying out in revenue share. And so that's when they created the sustainability, the sustainable rev share program, where it's guaranteed to be 50% of all revenues into or commission, adjusted gross commission income. So that 50% is guaranteed to be paid out at 50%. If it was ever less than that, then they would there will be, let's say if there was more than 50% that was supposed to be paid out, there's a revenue share adjustment that's made to keep it at 50%. And so that way the company always has 50% to run on. And so there's that adjustment's in place right now. It's I think on level 6 and 7, it's a little bit higher percentage, but it's probably in the mid 20s or low 30% range that there's an adjustment on that. So one of the things that, that we knew that was coming, we felt like that it was the most important decision the company was going to make, was making sure that the golden goose is sustainable. And that, that if that meant that you couldn't make $2 million a month in revenue share, none of us were going anywhere. Right. So, and so we were honored to be in the room to be even asked these questions about what we think it should be and how they should structure this revenue share, sustainable revenue share program. And they actually took our advice and they, made some changes to it that we thought were the way it needed to be. And that's what it is here today. So the ancillary services that goes into revenue shares are completely separate. It's really going to offset, what that adjustment is that's being made. And so could it be more? Could it outpace the amount that's being buffered based on how much revenue share is being paid out? It could, and it might someday. So that's a real opportunity. But the main thing, is understanding that Glenn Sanford gave the agents in this company the 50% of profits from all ancillary services, and he didn't have to do that. He didn't have to do that. It's his company, and so that's a pretty cool thing for him to offer to do. And so that's what that was all about. So very good question. It wasn't a dumb question at all. It was actually a very intelligent question, because it's very hard to understand all of that unless you've been a part of some of those meetings. All right. Do we think Mark Willis? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I didn't talk to anybody at a high level yet as it relates to this, as to is this temporary, for Dave, or how long do we think it's going to be for Dave? I know we're in good hands with Dave Kennord at the helm. Love that dude. He's great for growth, great for systems and processes and things that need change. I don't know what's going to happen with Mark Willis. It seems to me that, us making this move, that process is going to take quite a bit of time to solve itself. Or we wouldn't have made that move. So I don't know that for certain. So, I hate losing. I can't see the names on some of these, but I hate losing. Okay, so I'm using that. Company's probably help in production, but I can. Yep. If I can show you how I can do it. Yeah. Would you hop on a call? Oh, love that, Dan. Yeah, that's that is the solution. If you want to recruit the most agents, show them you can get them into production. Like that's got to be the focus. And if that means, you're building, their Facebook ads for them or whatever, or you have someone do it for them or whatever, not on your budget, but like, being able to help the agent get into production is there's so many agents that don't understand this, that they're at another company and they're getting deals from the broker or whatever, and they're on a different split or whatever, and they're not in control of their own business, or they're getting realtor.com leads, which is almost as bad as not being in control of your own business. And so it's important, that they learn how to lead generate and get clients on their own, and have a oil well or a pillar that is their control, their ad spend, their structure. They're calling these leads, and they know that every month I'm going to get 2 of those to buy something. And so the more that you can focus on helping agents, I can tell you, of all the people I've been in the room and spoken in front of, thousands of agents over the years, whether it's traveling around doing events, or it's, the events we used to hold in Dallas, or, EGS events, all that kind of stuff, 70% to 75% of the room's biggest problem would be solved if I helped them to close 1 or 2 deals more per month through marketing. So like, of all the people, that one thing would solve the biggest problem that they have in their business. And so if you focus on that for agent attraction, you are definitely going to be solving the right problem for the masses of agents that you could possibly help. All right. Do we have a spreadsheet or something to organize the leads you have coming up, to set alerts for you to follow up with them so they don't fall through the cracks? We've done a lot of different things for following up. Obviously you want to have some type of CRM. I didn't for the longest time. We used HubSpot, and had some automation built into that. You can do that with any CRM, Attract ROI, what Mike and them use, or you can use KV Core, you can use anything, but you want to have a place where you're, I think it's important to have, number one, your hot list, physically somewhere. I've got mine written on the board in my office here, where every day I know the people that are my hottest people are, there's not a day goes by that they're buried in some spreadsheet or buried in some CRM that I'm not thinking about them. And so I want to see those every day, and it kind of like it's the importance of having the wealth chart in front of you, having it where it's staring you down. In fact, I found my very first wealth chart, actually. It was behind my drawer. It was behind my drawer, and I kept hearing some papers rattle. I was like, what in the world? Oh, here it is. Look at that. That's the OG one right there. You can't see the names that are written in there, but that was actually, I reached out to one of these guys. One of the names on here I reached out to because he wasn't on my list, and I hadn't talked to him in a while, and I wasn't following up with him. So that may not be the best system. I think you definitely want to have a CRM with some follow-up drips in place, and definitely keeping it in front of you, because otherwise you go 3 or 4 days and you haven't done anything agent attraction wise, and you're like, dang, I need to get back on that. So make sure that thing's in front of you all the time, somewhere where you see it every day. Yeah, KV Core. There we go. You already got that tool. You might as well use it, right? So mass text and mass email. Ooh, yeah. That's a touch. I don't recommend anything mass text. It's just too many laws against it. It's the fastest way to get thrown out of EXP, is what I've been told, is to mass text people and get caught doing that. So I kind of stay away from that. I think you want to lead generate, and you want to add value, find something you can give to people, let them opt in, and then you can market to them. And do I use KV Core? And how do you find it for auto campaigns? I don't personally use it. I know Braden does. My son, he uses it, and he helps build it out for folks that need different follow up things with buyers and seller leads and stuff like that. It works fine for all of that. The best technology is always the one you'll use. So if you like the UI of something and it's working and you like using it, keep using it. Because that's the main reason that we don't use technology a lot of times, is just because we don't like it. And that's, kind of hard to explain sometimes, but it's just the user interface. If it doesn't feel simple and easy, you just don't use it. And so if you use KV Core, if you'll use it, then use it. I think it's a great tool. It's a great resource. You can set up all those types of campaigns and follow-ups and drips and all that kind of stuff, and categorize, people into certain buckets. That's what we do. We keep them in buckets. I think we're going to move back into HubSpot. We haven't been using HubSpot for quite some time, but it's got some reasons that we might want to be using it that we kind of recently discovered. Let's see what else we have here. Okay, so thank you, Angela. I appreciate all the questions. For a new agent, how much time, if at all, do you recommend spending on agent attraction? My thought was for at least the first full year to focus on learning the production side, allowing attraction to happen organically during that period of time. Yeah, I think you could do that, right? So any skill can be learned, right? And so I think that's the thing that we know for sure. And so, and then we know that what we do, if you want to change something in your life, change something you do daily. And so, while you may not, be spending a ton of time on it, you might want to have a certain number of conversations, per day, where you're inviting someone to take a look at the partnership opportunity of partnering with us at EXP. I think that's what I would say. I don't think you have to have a certain level of production in order to, and here's the reason why. You want to find something that you're good at, that you can help people with, I think, as an agent. And that's going to help you the most with agent attraction. Somebody, I think Jeff Williams sent me a text yesterday and asked me, what are the top 3 things that help me with agent attraction? And so I was thinking about it. I was like, well, one of the things is, one of the things that was extremely valuable is that I know how to help solve just about any problem that an agent might have. So, the ability to solve an agent's problem is probably the greatest gift you can have for agent attraction, because now you just need to find out what their biggest rock in their shoe is. And if you can figure out how to help them solve that, and the key is not that you know how to solve it, but that you can figure out how to help them solve that. That's a very distinct difference, but they can plug into the stuff that all the things that we have at EXP. And I think this is, sometimes we forget this, you may forget this, I guess, is, you guys are recruiting to a partnership with all of us. And that's, there's not a problem that they have that we couldn't help them with. And so, whatever that problem may be, you just want to know who to turn to that can help with that. And that's, that's the thing that, makes this group so powerful, is that, there's plenty of people that can help solve problems. And so, no matter what it is that they're trying to accomplish, we can help them get there faster with more stock than they would have otherwise in a publicly traded company, and they have more opportunity here, and they're probably going to be paying less here. And so all of those things, I think a lot of the reason that people join us is they believe we can help them. And, that's, as long as we continue to do that and help them, then, they're going to stay and you're going to be able to recruit. But to answer your question, Angela, yeah, I think, you're going to have a certain number of conversations with agents just in the natural course of doing business. And I still think I would have a goal of having a conversation of inviting people to take a look at the opportunity. And, if you look up and you've recruited 3 or 4 people, in the first year, then, they've recruited 1 or 2, and that, that results in, enough money to kind of offset all of what you pay EXP, that would be pretty cool. And if you did that for 5 years straight, you might end up, with some significant passive income. So I wouldn't overlook it as an opportunity. Again, I think it's a skill that can be learned. And, there's a lot of merit to doing that. Yeah. The massive network and collaboration. Absolutely. There you go. No secret agent. Yeah, that's a great goal. 3 in your first year. Definitely believe you can do that. Okay, see if I miss anything here. Any other questions, you guys? Shoot them over my way. Yeah, so Pam, you made a comment on rates still historically low. How do you answer? Yeah, so the best tool out there, period, that kind of aggregates all of the sentiment of the biggest players in the game as to what's happening with rates and what's coming and this and that and the other. I think the last I looked, it's Keeping Current Matters. If you're not subscribed to Keeping Current Matters, it's an amazing tool. I rave about it all the time. If you truly want to be an expert in this business, you want to know what's going on in this type of stuff, and what are the experts saying, and what are the expectations, what are they predicting. And they're predicting, I think it was, I can't remember, it was 0.25%, a hike, or a half percent hike, or whatever, twice this year or something like that. I can't remember. I have to go back and watch my Keeping Current Matters, but it's all in there. So those are the things that a lot of you guys want to create content. Well, there's so much content in Keeping Current Matters that you could be putting out, and it's positioning you as the expert. It's actual knowledge that that people want to know. People, agents, this reason that you're asking, Pam, is we want to know what's going on with interest rates. What should we tell people? Well, there's a lot of value in Keeping Current Matters in terms of kind of seeing what's going on with the market and predictions and things of that nature. And they give you the slides, they give you videos you can use, they give you stuff you can post and post content you can post. But the fact that they kind of go over all that and explain the slides, how you can talk to a buyer using this slide, how you can talk to a seller, all of those things are valuable, extremely valuable, especially when buyers don't want to make an offer that is in alignment with what it's going to take to get a house bought today. And you can show them the likelihood of interest rates and the impact that has on pricing. If you wait and we have the kind of appreciation with the predictions of housing and the housing shortage we have, and the prediction of appreciation, and then you take that and say you're going to wait a year. All right, well, let's see what that would look like in a year from now with the appreciation is percentage that's expected this year, on top of the fact that rates are probably going to go up. And we're still going to be in a shortage of housing. So what is the difference there, in this particular offer that you're making? You should be willing to make an offer significantly higher than what, maybe they're asking today in order to get that house. And so, that's what that information is good for, is using it to help the buyer make a better decision based on real data. And, that is truly being an expert in this business. And, I think that's sometimes overlooked, but it's crucial. KCM is definitely worth the money. Yep. Yeah, 1% change, 10K loss in purchasing power generally. Depends on, it's going to be more than that. It won't be just 10K. It depends on the average mortgage and the average price. All right. I don't see any other questions, guys. Appreciate you guys tuning in, and we'll do this again next week as well. And hopefully we'll have some good data for you guys on this new tool that's coming out. So pretty pumped about that. And all right, guys, I will see you guys next week. Appreciate it. And we'll either see you at the top or from the top. Peace.